Thank you, Chari and Barbara. Bill Kerry, can you hear me?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Thank you. Thank you. We are not able to see you, but you are welcome to introduce yourself also.
Oh, okay.
Nice.
Not quite awake Saturday morning. Well, I first met James, I don't know, 4 or 5 years ago when Nadia, Urban Promise International, brought a group to our church, Presbyterian Church in Marlton, New Jersey, which is basically a suburb of Philadelphia. And we particularly connected because I'm heavily involved in Living Waters for the World. And a friend of mine was installing a water purification system in the western part of Kenya. And this was after James had returned. And I said, well, I know this bright young man. If we pay his local transportation costs, could you make him part of your team? And they said, okay. And James seemed to take to that work like a duck to water. And, so we have an ongoing effort trying to sustain 3 systems that are in the Embu area where he lives. So that's a particular connection. I'm interested in his other things. And Carl Crispell from First Presbyterian of Ithaca in New York and I went over there in early 2019 and we visited those sites and saw his computer literacy program and other things, and were very impressed. So we've stayed in touch.
Thank you, Bill. And Bill happens to have visited our site in Kenya. So, and all of you are welcome one day to be like him and visit us at Youth Promise. Beatrice.
I know I got connected to Youth Promise in 2018 after I graduated from college. And during my third year in college, I received a mini laptop from the program. So I got motivated to go and serve in the same organization. So immediately I graduated from college, I went to the program and started helping the young people. I trained entrepreneurship. I also trained discipleship at some point when John left the program. Then I assisted in administrative duties. Yeah, but that's what I'll be going back to work in the same organization, but this time round I'll be doing girls empowerment program.
Yeah, thank you, Beatrice. Pastor Casey, in case of the timing, feel free to alert us when time is almost gone. I want to give you a brief update about our previous meeting, and I was generally updating you as our friends of Youth Promise about my trip to the US. And for sure, it was a very, very successful trip. When I left Kenya in March, I was very tensed. I was very overwhelmed because I was feeling the goal was too much for me. And the first 1 and 2 months were not very easy. And I kept on pressing on, and I was trying to connect with everybody, and things were not very easy. And then because of COVID, people are also very busy. Some people are not very ready for strangers, not really strangers, but people who are traveling at that time. So I was feeling like I'm also intruding into people's lives. But I want to appreciate all of you for sparing your time and taking the risk. Bill Kerry, special regards, because I spent in your room for many, many days, and you all took a risk to make sure that I be hosted. You behaved like Jesus, like being a good neighbor. Thank you so much. We were able to raise above 40,000. The goal was 30,000. And that's a good reason to say thank you to our God, because all of you came along, you gave your support, your time, your money, and above all, your prayers. So I told the first meeting that it was a success for us. And we are able to buy land. We have already paid the entire amount that was required. And we are on the final processes of the government licensing to have the paperwork. So this week I was able to submit the final papers, and next week I'll be paying for the title deed. And guess what? The name of the title deed will not bear my name or Beatrice's name or anybody else. It will bear the name Youth Promise Center Kenya. And that's a great joy for our ministry. And that means whether I am there or not, the property will be a community property under the trustees, who are the board members of our organization. So after that, we are currently working to fence the land around the property to make sure that we can now start some small projects, and we'll see what's going to happen. So between August and September, we should be done with the fencing of the property. So that was the update. And something else I told them is that I managed to meet Bruce Main, the president of Urban Promise International in Malawi after I left Kenya. They supported my trip to Malawi, where I went, and I was learning about the ministry, how they started constructions. So I was able to learn a lot. And I came back to Kenya with some ideas, which I would like to see implemented. So one of the things that came that was a divine connection in Malawi, I requested Bruce Main whether he could lead us to a connection for somebody who can design for us a youth center. And he gave me a connection for somebody in the US by the name Chris, who was once working with Urban Promise International. And he is working on architectural design work. So I searched about him on Facebook. I got to connect with him. I sent him a friendly request. We had a very successful meeting on Wednesday. And Chris is already working with an organization in Ethiopia, where I stopped over while I was going to Malawi. So he is already working, and they are very positive with our request to do for us a conceptual drawing, like what kind of a center is going to be Youth Promise Center. So I have forwarded to him yesterday a document. It's here with me. I'll share with you people. You can have the rough idea of what's going to happen. And they'll be doing a proposal to us. And also we walk along for a period of like 2 months to come up with a structure, a conceptual drawing that can help us now to have a go ahead, to look for resources, and also to achieve our dream of having a youth center where we shall be doing the training in a more organized manner. So that was the briefing that I made. The meeting had not happened, but I'll be sharing with specifically Bill Morris and also Ken Knapp, who are also attendees in the previous meeting. I'll be sharing with them about the successful meeting that we have had, and also about today's meeting. So that's the briefing I wanted to share with you. And I'm very happy that you are here today for the meeting. At this point, I wish to welcome any questions, any comments, because I'm learning after time. I know time may not be so much enough for the meeting, but I want to appreciate you all. So feel free to ask me any question or any comment, and God bless you for being part of Youth Promise Center, Kenya.
James, how is the COVID situation in your area now?
Currently, we are not, actually, the issue of COVID is not a big topic. It's not a big issue. People are talking more about elections and so many things, and COVID has not been a threat right now. So even on the news, the social media, everything, it's a bit not visible, not something that is under threat for us.
Thank you.
Jim, we just wonder what the model for your Youth Promise will be. Will it be something on the order of Urban Promise with school and camping and activities and summer programs and going forward? What is the actual model for Youth Promise?
If I got you clear, you're asking about what we do, like from now going forward?
Yeah.
No, what is the goal?
Once your property is all completed and you have the young people coming to Youth Promise, what actually will take place? Will there be education and programs during this vacation times or that kind of thing?
Okay. I think Mada wants to clarify the question, maybe.
Yes, I do. Because I had a really specific question. I hope this doesn't, Charlie. I'm not sure.
No.
How many classrooms will you have, for example? Since I'm working with Beatrice, she's doing a particular kind of teaching at Youth Promise Kenya. Will you have classrooms beyond that central? If you showed us a rough copy of it online, you showed us a rough sketch, I believe, a couple days ago, which really had the basic elements. What are the basic elements you're going to have in the new building?
Okay. Our program basically handles primarily computer literacy, computer training. But alongside computer, we have mentoring programs. So we do what Beatrice was talking about, entrepreneurship, like training them additional skills that are not related to computer, but can help them in life. Discipleship, we try to train them a little bit about the Bible teachings. They don't come to the program and then they come out like that. We want to understand about their faith. We also encourage them through life skills. We try to understand them in depth about their challenges they could be going through, issues to do with their self-esteem, like understanding deeper. So once the program is there, we want to make sure that the core items of computer training and sections for mentoring programs are available within the structure. Additionally, the office and administration, we need to have those sections available so that we are able to train the young people. Maybe when I share the document I have, you will have a deeper understanding of what we normally do. As the case says, we have less than 10 minutes. I'm not sure whether I'll be able to relaunch another meeting with an extension of 30 minutes, or we just use the remaining 9 minutes. But Casey, maybe you can advise there.
And I have a paid account of Zoom, so if you want me to create a meeting, then we'll have unlimited time too. But we can see if there's more questions, if we need to do that today or just going forward. I had a question. What's your timeline for the building? So you said the first priority is the fence around it that will take place next couple months, but soon after that, will you start building? Do you have a goal for when you think that might be completed?
Good question. For I'm thinking on, we have already started the issue of fencing, which should go up to September. And then there is the issue of drawing the conceptual work, which can take about 2 to 3 months. And then we have to have a concrete plan about resources, money for building. So which I'm proposing, and we are working to have like another 1 year of raising that money before we can start the building. But the ultimate goal should be by 2024, 2025, we should be done with the building. So that's like a framework, some timelines, which we have to work on prayerfully. Thank you. And just to mention, because Bill talked about COVID, one of our key supporter, Darren Wallace from Pennsylvania, I'm sure Pastor Casey and Beatrice know them. He is having COVID, so he was not able to join our meeting, him and the daughter. So at least the second time they're having COVID. So let's remember them in prayer.
Wow.
Yeah.
Beatrice, I want to hear an update from you. When do you start school back and all that?
So right now I'm doing my summer class. I have one class for the summer. And we've been having summer camps where I have been training Bible class to the kids. Yeah, that's what I've been doing during summer. And we are finishing the summer camp next week.
Oh, nice.
Then from there we have on for like 3 weeks. Then you resume to our classes again. Yeah, but I want to for supporting us. It has been so encouraging to hear that you met James some met him in 2014, 2015, and you've been working together with him and supporting Youth Promise for the betterment of the community and our kids. We really appreciate your kind hearts. Yeah.
So, Jim, sorry.
Yes, Mother, go ahead, please.
This should be quick, but as your plans develop for the new building, I'm suggesting a good way to go forward for fundraising is, as you know how much the foundation will cost, how much the walls will cost, how much the other aspects of it. You could actually put out a call for funding for the various parts as the building is going up, basically, or just before you start building, how much for each part. And people could, move forward on that. Okay, I'll pay for the foundation or part of the foundation or whatever. So I think doing it in parts might be a successful way to raise funds.
You could even suggest contributions from blocks of concrete.
Oh, yeah.
The southeast corner. For extra bucks, you could get the corners done.
Yeah, you are right. Thank you for that suggestion. Yeah. I'll make sure Chris and the team, once we have the structure, the drawing, and we can have like a bill of quantities so that we are able to have a clearer plan. Thank you.
James, in the meantime, while this is going forward, you continue to operate out of the rented facility that you've had for the last few years?
Yes, we've been operating from the rental place for the last 5 years, and we plan to be there until we move to the new property. But I want to say, because of the elections, we were able to stop the satellite center where we have been training. We've been handling 2 sites currently. The other one, where like 20 minutes away, where we just use the government property. But because of the elections, we were forced to close, so that place would be used for elections, for the polling stations and the like. So we asked the students to move in to our center, which is a long distance, for 1 week. Then after elections, they will go back to the same center. We continue operating from where we are. Thank you.
We are running out of time, so if there's any last minute things to say, but God bless you all.
God bless you. And all you do.
Thank you.
Thank you all for tuning in. God bless you.
Thank you.
See you.
So good to be here.
Bye-bye.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Bye, Cherry. Bye, Maria. Bye, Casey. Bye, Mother. Bye, Bill and Beatrice. God bless you so much.
Thank you. Kwaheri, Kwaheri.
Bye, Eddie.